Hello everyone, today is update day in Hypixel skyblock and I'm going to go ahead and take you through it, just everything that's gone down in the update. So this is update 20.2 and as you can see there's now a new chocolate factory expansion, meaning you can get the rabbit uncle which grants 6 chocolate per second per level and rabbit dog which grants 7. These are after the second and first prestiges, and these will help to gain more chocolate. They're not anything special, they're just like another employee. And this is what they look like if you go into the mountain area just to look at them. They're pretty cool. Just make sure you go check them out. It's always interesting to look at. There's now new shop milestones, basically, which means you can gain rabbits per chocolate you spend within the shop. Meaning you can gain mythic rabbits earlier in the reward tree, and each one will represent a letter from the Greek alphabet. So there are now 24 new rabbits that you can gain, increasing your chocolate multiplier. But as it says, the milestones are not retroactive, so you will have to spend the chocolate again. This means that every time you prestige, you'll need to spend that exact same amount of chocolate. Now they're also adding a 5th prestige, which will unlock. They're adding a 5th prestige, which will unlock a new divine rarity for some of the rabbits, and 5 starborn rabbits will increase the max level of your rabbit family members by 1. And there are other perks of prestige 5, such as rabbit family employees level to 220 or 225 if you have all the starborns, and you'll get new shop items and more chocolate storage. And you also get a new prestige multiplier from 1 to 1.5. And you also be able to get the Hoppity Abaphone contact if you give him a rabbit the fish and 50 billion chocolate. This is, I'm not sure how to unlock rabbit the fish, but I believe it'll tell us later down in here. But this will allow you to access the chocolate factory every now and then, even when the event's not going on. There's also a new chocolate dye and a chocolate barn. This was for the garden, and the chocolate dye can apply to all armors now, which we'll get into later. And also for Prestige 5, there's now Chocolate Fortune, which is 1 extra Cocoa Fortune per level, and Fish Chocolat à Vapeur, which is this thing up here, allowing you to get his contact, which we already went over, which will allow you to buy 7 rabbits later in the year if you miss the event. Now, some unlockable rabbits that also got added were Hubby, which is 15 different egg locations in the hub, and the Necron Epic Rabbit for defeating Necron in the Catacomb. Now, these aren't, I believe this is not added yet, but they are thinking about adding this to the system. There's also general changes to this, such as Crystal Hollow Egg Nucleus locations have changed, and Rabbit the Fish and Fish the Rabbit are now obtainable. And it says somehow, so it's not telling us exactly how to get it quite yet. There's now Stray Rabbits, 20 seconds inside the menu instead of 5, and they're now twice as common. And during the event, right after collecting an egg, the first Stray Rabbit you find has a small chance to be Golden Rabbit, which has a stronger effect than Stray Rabbits. And there's also a bug fixing the crushing of duplicate rabbits. That's all the changes into the Chocolate Factory minigame. Now onto the GLACITE changes. So now, blocks broken with abilities such as Efficient Miner Picobulus will affect mineshaft rates up to 50% effectiveness towards mineshaft pity. So that means and there are also scrap drops to be significantly buffed within mineshafts and with outside of mineshafts, and they remove powder drops from corpses that will now give a flat rate amount per corpse. So it's not going to be randomized. And there are some tungsten umber block strength adjustments. And the shattered locket becomes more common as a result of the powder drops. But here are the new chances for the 5th scraps within mine shafts. So as you can see, insane buff, it's now 1 in 200, 1 in 400, 1 in 800, as opposed to 1 in 1000, 1.5, and 2000. There's also a ton of bug fixes right here within the tunnels. If you do want to pause and just look at these, go ahead and just take a look. And then we're going to go ahead and move on, because there's now a new enchantment added. This is a stacking enchantment specifically for bows, which will allow you to gain extra combat XP and extra crit chance. So this will be really good for something on the Terminator and just basically all bows in general, since you will now be getting 10% extra combat XP and 10% crit chance at level 10. They're also removing combat tag, which means you are no longer restricted from opening menus while in combat. So that means this is actually a really good change, because you won't have to wait 4 seconds after getting hit by literally any mob, and you won't be stuck from pulling something out of your ender chest or literally anything. So overall, this is a good change, because it was just more annoying than really helpful, because there wasn't really a true need for this anymore, at least. There's also some dye changes, like how we were talking about earlier. We have all dyes can now be applied to non-leather vanilla armor pieces, except for skull mob heads. So this means you can give dye to a Devon's armor piece changing it from gold armor into, let's say you use a chocolate dye, it'll change it into a brown leather piece. We also have enchanted clownfish to the clownfish collection. Auger rods now allow you to break ice above you when underwater. Change the color of mythological creatures to dark green in the bestiary menu. Change Goblin Creeper icon into Creeper Head in the bestiary. Player names have now been removed from holograms to give a clean look. You can also purchase a 5th slot for 2,750 gems and be MVP plus to purchase. This is about the same cost as Minecraft. That's around $20-ish. You can now see your true crit chance above 100% when checking stats, and you now get Crux milestones on assists when in the Rift, so that's really helpful. We also have a ton of bug fixes with grammar issues and just other like small changes if you want to go ahead and stop to look at these. But yeah, that's about it within this update. It's overall a lot of good changes, and it'll be very helpful in the long run, and I do believe that this new change to the chocolate shop will be, honestly, it'll make the game a little bit better. It'll be nice. So overall, anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to like and subscribe so that I can cover more stuff like this.